Sarah was always the kind of person who strived for success. She worked hard, stayed late at the office, and tried to go above and beyond in everything she did. But despite her efforts, something always held her back. It wasn't that she lacked the skills or the knowledge. No, Sarah was more than capable. It was something deeper, something inside her mind that made her doubt every decision she made. Every time she took a step forward, a voice inside her would whisper, "Are you sure you can do this? What if you fail?" And that was enough to stop her in her tracks. At work, Sarah had recently been given an important project, a task that would determine her future at the company. It was a huge opportunity, one that most people would dream of, but for Sarah, it felt like a heavy weight on her shoulders. The fear of not being good enough consumed her. She found herself constantly second-guessing every choice, even the smallest ones. Every email, every meeting, every presentation was clouded by the thought that she might mess up, that she might disappoint her team or her boss. One day, her boss, Mr. Thompson, called her into his office. He was kind but firm. "Sarah, you're doing great, but I need you to take more initiative. This project is important, and I believe you have what it takes to succeed. Just trust yourself more." His words, meant to encourage her, only deepened her sense of inadequacy. Trust myself? She thought. How could she trust herself when all she could see were her flaws and weaknesses? The inner turmoil Sarah felt wasn't just limited to her professional life. It affected her personal life too. She avoided making decisions, always seeking reassurance from her friends and family. The idea of taking a leap of faith, even in small things, felt terrifying. Sarah would spend hours thinking about what others might think of her choices, constantly weighing the pros and cons of every situation until she became paralyzed by doubt. That evening, she sat on her couch, staring at her phone. She had to send an important email to a client, but her mind was a whirlwind of uncertainty. What if I say the wrong thing? What if they think I'm unprofessional? She knew she was overthinking it, but it didn't matter. The doubts kept circling, louder and louder, drowning out her confidence. Her finger hovered over the keyboard, frozen by the fear of making a mistake. The email remained unsent. Her phone buzzed. It was a text from her best friend, Emily. "Hey, how's the project going?" Sarah sighed deeply, feeling the weight of the question. She didn't want to admit how much she was struggling, but she felt like she had no choice. She typed back, "I'm not sure I can do it. I'm so afraid of failing." Emily replied almost instantly, "Sarah, you're amazing at what you do. You've got this, don't let fear hold you back. I believe in you." For a moment, Sarah let the words sink in. She felt a flicker of hope, but it was quickly replaced by doubt. But what if she was wrong? What if everyone was wrong? What if I really can't do it? The cycle continued, a constant battle between wanting to believe in herself and being consumed by the fear of failure. The next day, Sarah woke up feeling the weight of everything pressing down on her. She had a big presentation at work, and the fear of messing it up gnawed at her from the moment she opened her eyes. Her mind was already racing with worries. What if I forget what to say? What if they don't like my ideas? What if I embarrass myself? The doubt felt heavier than ever, but as she sat there, staring at the ceiling, something inside her clicked. It wasn't a sudden burst of confidence, but a quiet realization: she couldn't keep living like this. She couldn't let fear control her anymore. Later that morning, Emily called her. Sarah picked up the phone, and the moment she heard her friend's voice, the floodgates opened. "I'm scared, Emily. I don't know if I can do this. What if everything goes wrong? Her voice trembled, but Emily's response was calm and steady. "Sarah, I know you're scared. But you're stronger than you think. I've seen you do amazing things, even when you didn't believe in yourself. This is just another challenge, and you're going to rise to it. You have everything you need inside you." For the first time in a long while, Sarah paused. Emily's words were simple, but they felt like a lifeline thrown in the middle of a storm. Sarah had heard encouragement like this before, but today it struck differently. Instead of pushing it aside, she took a deep breath and let it sink in. What if Emily's right? What if I have what it takes? As the conversation ended, Sarah felt something shift within her. It wasn't a magical transformation, but a small, quiet spark of belief. She realized that trusting herself wasn't about being perfect. It wasn't about eliminating all the doubt. It was about choosing to believe in her abilities despite the fear. Sarah sat at her desk and looked at her notes for the presentation. For the first time, she didn't see a mountain of potential mistakes. Instead, she saw a plan, something she had worked hard on, something that was worth sharing. The time came for Sarah to present to the clients. Her palms were still sweaty, her heart raced, and doubt whispered in her ear, "What if they don't like it? What if you fail?" But this time, instead of letting the doubt take over, she chose to push forward. She reminded herself that this moment wasn't about perfection. It was about trusting her preparation, trusting the work she had put in, and trusting that she could handle whatever came her way. When she stood in front of the room, Sarah felt the weight of the moment, but also a sense of calm she hadn't experienced before. She spoke clearly and confidently, sharing her ideas with passion. The more she spoke, the more she realized that her voice was strong, her ideas were solid, and her presence commanded attention. As the presentation came to a close, she looked up to see her boss nodding in approval, the clients engaged and attentive, and a feeling of relief washing over her. After the meeting, Mr. Thompson called her into his office. "Sarah, that was excellent. You've really grown. I can see the confidence in your work.